this win. I couldn't even walk to get rid of you anymore. You do this to me. Just think I'm stuck in one of them toxic relationships. That's what them young folks talk about. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Full Blast Garage. And as you can see from the opening scene, me and the El Camino are getting along real fine. You know, I took this thing, was being nice to it, got it aligned. I mean, as good as it would. Coming home, turned out on the freeway, gave it all 500 horse, just all of them from the 73 454. And, you know, broke loose the rear and I'm going, everybody's cheering me on, clapping. And then just kind of like a weird vibration kind of started coming from the front. I could feel it in the steering wheel. That's weird. Got worse. Then I heard some noises like metal cracking. All right, let's pull off. And that's where we see this. So the driver's side looked fine. Then I cross over to the passenger side. Oh no. That's one sheared off stud. That's two sheared off studs. Three sheared off studs. Can't even say that. Jeez. That one's still there. And that one. But yeah, running down the freeway 2 out of 5 is only a matter of time before those other two were going to get sheared off. If you guys have never ran these wheels, it's an old school wheel. So they're slotted and there's, you know, the shank of the lug nut goes through the wheel. And that's really what centers your wheel, holds it on, is that shank of the stud. And if there's any room, any wear in this wheel on the and versus the shank of that stud, these things are going to start wiggling and then they'll just work their way loose. And this is, you know, these wheels came with this car, not something I had on hand and knew was a good set of wheels. And this is what happens, folks. Put something on not tested, you might shear a stud or two. But luckily, it was only on this wheel. I know they were tight. I think just something has happened with this wheel in the past, and it sheared off before, probably. Two of the wheels, these wire craggers, were not on this car when I bought it. I'm almost positive it's because something like this had happened before. But we got a fix for that. And on good old Facebook Marketplace, we found some Smokey and the Bandit TA wheels for $100. Guess what? They're the same bolt pattern. They only got about 10 layers of bad black paint on them that we're just going to scuff and shoot right over the top of. But let's go ahead, see if we can get these wheels off. We're going to get the wheels off, get the tires swapped, take the rotors off. And I think on both of the front ones, there is a stud that is a problem area. If I remember right, there was one on the driver's side too, but I could be wrong on that. Yeah, down here, we got one where the stud started spinning when I tightened it up. So now's a good time as any, since I'm pushing studs out of the other side, to go ahead and take care of this one too. But yeah, this thing, I said it earlier, I think it just wants to stay with me. You know, doesn't want to get sold. Wants to keep breaking till I can't get rid of it. No, we're going to fix it. It'll be a good car for somebody. But hey, man, this is how it goes. This is when you're working on old cars, expect things like this to happen. Well, guys, how easy do you think these wheels are going to be to come off? That one that's just sliding around over here. That might give us a fit, but if you're working on these, you can't use an impact socket because they won't fit between these wires on these Krager wheels. So taking your life in your own hands with the chrome socket, but there's wires there to kind of brace your face. Oh man, is this not 3/4? All right, well, I'm gonna go grab my 7/8, I guess. All right, we'll make that 13/16. Wrong twice. Man, even that one didn't feel great. But these wheels with these oval oblong slots, none of them, not a single one of them do I like. I like my wheels to really, the lug holes fit tight. And if you have like acorns that seal up against those, that's even better. My God. So there's gonna be 2 of them on this side that are gonna fight. Lucky for us, there's only 2 left on the other side. You gotta look at the bright side of things, guys. So I'm gonna be in a pickle because these are directly on each side from each other. So I won't be able to really get a good pry to kind of force the lug off. So that one, it just snapped the stud. And I'm fine with that. I got 10 of them. Honestly, I'd probably be happy if this one here snapped off. Not sure which way he's gonna put the most force on it. There we go. I don't know if I snapped it or if it finally just gave up. Oh, it is ate up. Whoo! I don't even know how something like that happens. But that one probably wasn't far off from shearing. And as you can see, I'm missing a dust cap too. So I was gonna eventually take that off and put that dust cap on. I have a set of those for this car. But man, there she be. And I'll get a close up here and show you guys what the studs look like. All right, so this is what a good one's supposed to look like right there. And this is the one that snapped off. All right, another good one. And this is the guy you can see we're missing metal right in here. It just, I think as tighten the thing on, the threads literally just kind of pulled off and went inside the lug. So all of them are getting replaced. So just want to show you guys that. That is what it's not supposed to look like. Let's move on over to the other troublesome side and see if we can get those off. All right, on to the good side, because it's only got 2. And no way those are gonna want to shear off, I bet, right? I mean, man, I'm gonna try and sell these things if maybe somebody's got 3 good wheels, or, you know, got whatever, and then they could use one of the good ones that I have. I don't know if this one I would ever run on the road again, just because there's definitely been more hogging out on the inside here. Man, what's the least amount of studs you've ever ran down the road? I've been guilty of running 3 a few times, you know, 1 alternating every other one. Any less than that, I'm probably pretty uncomfortable. I mean, I guess theoretically, if you had them opposite each other, you might be able to get away with it with 2, but I don't know. I'd be scared. Well, that came off way easier than it should have. All right, well, those 2 were hand tight. So they were definitely working themselves off. Man, yeah, these lugs. Let's see if I can find one. Yeah, I don't think these are the right size shank lugs for this wheel. There's a little bit too much give, kind of side to side on them. And that's probably what got us. I mean, I don't think the washer would have been enough to hold anything tight on these wheels. So there we go. Got those off. And we got 3 sheared, almost completely at the rotor. Let's take a look at those. 1, 2, 3. 3 missing studs. And these guys, they look fine. Nothing wrong with them. But yeah, we're gonna take care of those. We're gonna probably pull even the good ones out. So I got new studs for the front. We're gonna need to pull caliper off, pull the dust cap, pull the nut, and just slide the rotor off. A little bit of a groove in this guy, but the brakes work pretty good in this car. I'm not concerned about that. Got a bunch of meat on the pads too. So let's go ahead, continue on. I'm gonna pull the rest of these wheels off, and then let's take the old new TA wheels out back and put a little Craigslist rebuild on them. And now tell me y'all don't use old exhaust pipes as wheel props. Work perfectly. Just trying to keep the grass from just blowing right up into the wheel. Propping it up like that a little bit helps, because when you get your paint can sideways and upside down, don't really want to paint. Kind of just right side up is about the only way these things spray really well. We're just going with the old Rust-Oleum gloss black. I'm sure that gloss will just help it remain looking perfect for the entire rest of its lifespan. So first coat, you just want to go light. Just something to kind of give the rest of your coats something to stick to. I like to kind of attack on these wheels outside in. Get my around the lip a nice shot of black, and then work out to in all the way around this kind of honeycomb looking thing. All right, coat 1 on that wheel. Bueno. The worst part of those wheels is really around the lip. The rest of this stuff is probably going to be decently hidden just due to how the wheel is this honeycomb. You don't really see a whole lot of it just because of the way it's designed. All right. That looked a little light. Okay. We're moving. The nice thing about painting $100 wheels is kind of don't care. Get a little run, get a little chip in it, and just, if you're bugging you, just sand it and throw you a little more Rust-Oleum on. That one came out pretty nice. I'm gonna have one good wheel out of the 4. Hey, let's put that front driver's side, so it'll be closest one to my face. The one I have to walk by every time to get in the car. The rest of them, you hardly don't ever even see. Oh, man. Y'all aren't going to know this, but today is Labor Day. What everybody else doing? Because I already mowed the yard. I worked on the Dodge truck, getting it, all the patina just perfect on it. I don't even know. There's a list of stuff I've already done, and we're just kind of getting started on this car. So, y'all saw me put this one coat on. Believe me when I tell you, I'm going to do like 3-4 more. And then, gotta wait till tomorrow to go to the tire shop, get the tire swap. But I'm gonna go ahead, finish painting these up, and then we gotta move on to ripping the calipers off, pads, take the rotor off. In hindsight, I probably should have just bought 2 new rotors. But we'll see how easy those studs come out. If they ain't coming out easy, that's probably the route I'm gonna take. Just buy a new rotor. It's already got studs pressed in. But fingers crossed, I can do it. Well, there's not really a great place for me to hang my light in here. I'm gonna go ahead and get to taking this caliper and rotor off. First thing, you need to take your cotter pin out. I'm gonna try and be real cheap and reuse it. And then some people have actual pliers or a wrench for this. I just use channel locks, and hopefully, yeah, these things should not be smoked on. This should be something that you don't need a whole lot of effort to get off. All right, so we got that. We need to go grab our tools. So these are Allen head slide pins on these Chevrolets. I'm gonna go ahead and crank the steering wheel all the way to the right so I can get my tools in there just a little bit easier. And we'll try and hang our caliper somewhere out of the way where it won't just dangle on the hose. So I'm gonna go grab those tools. All right, so what you need here is 3/8 Allen. And you got a bolt at the top and the bottom. Just check and make sure both of them have decent threads, aren't stripped out. Amazing. Not smoked on. This car is making me pretty happy. Other than, you know, the shearing studs and the complete lack of, trying to get sold. Title will be in the mail soon, folks, or it should be in the mail. Come on now. Come on now, Texas. Get it to me. So, you see how these slide pins work, and we'll grease this guy up. Essentially, your caliper just rides on this guy and slides back and forth. Threaded portions over here on this side. Our hose up here looks in pretty good shape. I don't remember replacing that. I think that's still how I got the car. Brake pads look brand new. Somebody did some front end work on this car before I bought it. A lot of the control arms and stuff like that, they look new. The bushings, somebody put a little work into it. Just never could get it running. And y'all need to go back and watch all the videos I've done on this thing. It kind of explains all the issues this car had. Yeah, these slide pins are just bone dry. Those things will start to make noise on you eventually, and you'll think your brakes are going bad, but it's really just squeaky from slide pin action not being greased enough. Let me go grab a bungee cord or something. Get this caliper out of the way. All right, got a trusty blue one. I'm sure all the colors kind of mean something. I have no idea. I'm not a bungee cord connoisseur. Now you got your pads, which I like to take out just so they don't fall and crack or something. You just kind of want to remember which one's your inside and which one's your outside. Don't get those confused. I don't think they'll go in a different way, but man, some cars are kind of weird where it's like they'll both ride and go in the caliper the same way, but it ain't right. So just pay attention to that. And now's a good time to ignore any leaks you see. No, I'm joking. Now'd be a good time if you got a brake hose that's a little squishy or hard or something. Go ahead. All right, we got our nut off. We got a washer. And then we should have a bearing in here. Yep. So at this point, we can kind of just use the rotor, slide that bearing off. This is your outer bearing. All right. Now you just kind of want to delicately, you don't want to score your bearing races or anything. Just pull the old rotor off. And then you'll have your inner wheel bearing in here. I think this thing comes out. Maybe not. Oh, that's a race. Never mind. Your inner wheel bearing race. Well, that's a bearing. But it ain't coming out, so it's gonna live there. Yeah. But it definitely has a whole lot of wiggle room. I don't know if that's normal. But somebody's been in here because you can see the marks. Old DS action. I don't know if that was when they repainted everything or what, but oh, we got to get these studs out. And I think we can do it. Yeah, it's just the wheel seals holding the bearing in. That's fine. The bearing's super loose in there. I'm just used to those being a little bit tighter fit. The bearings look recently packed, I would say. Grease is good. It's not scorched or anything. Bearings like brand new. No noise or anything. It's a great sign. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead, jump to the other side, take that off to where we got two hubs we can work with, and then we'll just start beating the tar out of it. I bet 5-pound sledge, whole bunch of noise. Looking forward to it. All right, everybody, make your predictions now. These suckers just gonna fall out when I hit them? No way. One of the sheared off ones is just going right out. Plumb fell out. Dang. That wasn't too bad. Maybe I didn't need to buy new rotors. That one's coming out too. Another sheared one. It's kind of tough when they're sheared off that low because you don't have a whole lot of meat to hit that out of the bore. So what I'm saying is there's a piece about that long that catches, and the longer the stud is, the more you got to work with to get it out. There we go. So that's two. Man, we're doing pretty good. See, again, this is another sheared off one. It's just way down in there. Man, I don't even know, but I guess since today was just such a bad day, or the last few days working on this car, I was expecting it just to go horribly. Not gonna lie. Ow. Man, we're almost done with one rotor. And if you can't hear, there's a giant train behind us. That's it. That's as easy as it is, folks. No, it's normally a lot harder than that. We just lucked out today. So that was passenger side. I'm gonna try and keep these going back on the same side they came off of. And you can see that's all that was left of that stud. I mean, it sheared it down to the very bottom. This one, at least, it had, I don't know, three threads. The other one is exactly the same, just sheared off all the way to the bottom. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and beat these other ones out, beat them right into submission. And if one of these really trips me up, I'll record it, but I don't think you guys need to watch me just wail on this thing again. So we'll pick it back up when I'm installing the new studs. All right, so we got our new studs. Let me go grab, I'm gonna go grab some Never Sees real quick. I got that and an old, I don't know, this is a tie rod nut, I think. That ought to fit over there and act kind of as a spacer. We can use the old lug nuts to pull her through. I think that'll work. These studs are super short. So hopefully we got enough thread. But let me grab some Never Sees. So Never Sees is kind of just act a little bit of a buffer so that these things don't get just completely rusted in place. And you just barely need to put a little dab. It ain't much. Just get a real light coat on there. And whatever you do, don't touch this stuff because it'll get all over you. It don't matter. It don't matter where it was. It'll be all over you real quick. So these guys install the same way they came out from the bottom. And I like to go ahead and just pull it through. See if, because there are splines in here. Spin it a little bit and just see if it acts like it wants to go in there a little bit. Man, I think this nut's too big. Yep. Man, I'm gonna have to find something that's acting like it wants to thread on there. Let's see what happens if we just smoke this guy on just a hair. Maybe that'll give us enough room to get our spacer nut. Man, this thing, it don't have a whole lot before it's actually fully threaded in there. That's kind of crazy. These studs are super short. So I'm gonna see. Okay, so we got about another 1/8 inch to go. Man, I think we might just be able to bring them home with these Shank-Lugs. I mean, I ain't using them again. Might as well just send them. All right. I think I might grab a washer. Not really liking it. Looking like it's digging in a little bit. Have a washer for this guys to sit on. All right, I found a little bit of a smaller tie rod nut. It'll act as a washer. So I think you can kind of see on these guys the last stud on it kind of gets a little bit, or the last thread doesn't really thread all the way down into the bottom. And that's kind of what you're looking for. You pull this guy through, is that thread is present. I think I'm going to hit it maybe one more time, but it's looking pretty flush in there. But never hurt to hit it one more time. Unless the stud just snaps off, then that sucks. But I think we're okay. All right. We're calling that pulled through. We can see just a hair of the splines coming out. So that was almost too much action. But that's it. That's all the way seated. And you can kind of see on this side, it's hard to see inside there, but it kind of squished some of the never sees out. So that's a good sign. We got some positive engagement. So now after you got one pressed in and you can see the height that it's supposed to be at, you can kind of just keep following that, send her home, back it off, take a look at it. You don't just want to smoke these guys on, because you'll definitely run the risk of breaking them. And all this stuff's straight from China now, folks. So the metal ain't super strong. But if you didn't see my never sees, I was kind of wondering how long I've had that, because I think I had it since high school. The same bottle of never sees. And the date on the bottle is 1999. So, yep, that was before I graduated high school. I had a 69 Firebird, and that's probably what I was working on. All right. I might have to grab... Nope. I was about to say I might have to grab another lug nut, because it was pretty tight on that tie rod nut. All right, let's see if we can get that guy started. So I like to pull not directly on that rotor. You run the risk of kind of distorting it there. So run it on there, take a look. Get your lug back on. So we're getting close. I think one more hit and we'll be there, where we're kind of lined up with how far we pulled the other stud through. You kind of cheat with this castellated nut too. You can kind of look through the side there. It's got a little window. You can see how far this thing's pulling through. So there we go, folks. We got two pulled through on there, and now I'm gonna go ahead and finish the other 8, and then we gotta just take a break for the night, because I gotta go tire shop in the morning. The day's a holiday, they ain't open. Head to the tire shop, tire switched, and then I'm waiting on lug nuts. So it might be a couple days before I get back to finishing this project, but I mean, who else has, you know, like projects just sitting on 4 jack stands? Come on now. Y'all saw in the intro, I used to own Typhoons. Those things stay on jack stands. Come on. All right, well, I'm gonna finish this up and we'll pick back up when we're heading to the tire shop. Well, I guess since I'm out here, I'll go ahead and filthy. Show you how to put this guy back on before I go to the tire shop tomorrow. But, oh, goes back on same way it came off. Now's a good time to kind of clean off your brakes. Take a look at that bearing. If you need to pack anything, now's the time to do it. All the grease and everything on this looks great. I mean, someone was just in this. You want to kind of hear and listen, no squeaking, no nothing. Then you got your washer that goes back on, then your castle nut. And what I like to do is tighten these things down, actually tighten them. Like get it tight, tighter than hand tight, like kind of where it won't move. And then just back it off, you know, 1 castle over. You want no up and down movement. It's not hand tight. Let's back her off 1. That's probably a little too loose for me. I can hear a little bit of give. So what I'm gonna do is tighten her up, back one slot, feel it again, run your bearing, and that's it. That's as easy as it is, guys. So what I did there is I got it as tight as I could, hand tight, channel locked it, 1 slot on the castle nut tight, checked it. There was no give. It was a little loose. Backed it off 1, just 1 slot. And then again, wiggle on your bearing. Do you feel like a little mechanical clunk is kind of what it is. It's a little bit of too much space. And I felt that. You could hear it kind of clicking. Went back 1 slot tighter and it's gone. That's how I like to run my wheel bearings. People have all sorts of different theories and things like that. That's kind of easy for me. I'm gonna go ahead and just put a little bit of grease in here. Call it good. Put the dust cap on. And I actually have one. So y'all don't be making fun of me for not having one on the other side. Got one. It'll get sprayed black just like the wheels, and it'll have a center cap now. So stop talking trash. But yeah, that's how this goes back on. We can go ahead, get the caliper reloaded up. Ooh. And if you kind of forget how your caliper goes back on or anything, it's a good rule of thumb is that the bleeder screw is always going to be on top. So take a look at where that thing is, and then you can probably figure out the orientation it needs to go based on your hose and how it's ran. I think that's kind of where this thing lives. Might need to go, oh, that kind of hurt. Go up just a hair. I'll grab my Never Cease to Amaze Me and just go ahead and lubricate the pin. I've done a pretty good job of avoiding all never sees mess on myself. So we'll see if I can finish the whole job out. Probably not. Probably something will spray me right in the face. All right, which way are we looking? There we go. And I'm just trying to line the pin up, guys. There we go. And I got that one started. I'm gonna go ahead, not tighten it down, get the other one on, then you can tighten them down. You want to have a little bit of wiggle room to be able to kind of manipulate the caliper to line everything up with the holes. You smoke this thing down with one pin in it, you're probably never gonna get anything lined back up right. All right, well, like I said, these just line up great. So it looks like you need to go in a hair. Oh, maybe out a hair, actually. There we go. Slid on through. No problems. Make sure these guys thread in real easy by hand, because they are super easy to break. And don't go crazy on your torque specs here. Snugged up. Don't, man, y'all go back and watch that excursion video. Whatever lube tech put that freaking oil filter on, hire that guy to do like strongman competitions in my backyard, like tossing kegs around or something. I've never had an oil filter put on that tight. They probably got a machine or something that does it. All right. I'm gonna go grab some grease real quick. Oh, load that guy up. Our brakes are back on. And we'll put the dust cap on and the cotter pin. We're gonna do grease first. All right, we ain't gotta go crazy in here. I just kind of like to pack it in around the washer. Just kind of fill any kind of little voids there. Some guys pack the whole dust cap full. I mean, I'm not against it, but kind of overkill. That grease really don't do anything all the way out there. Go ahead and wipe off our excess here. We got to get our cotter pin installed. Do not ever do your front wheel bearings or brakes and skip that cotter pin. That thing, that's kind of the one piece that's holding this thing on that's kind of going to save your life. So, recommendations, leave it in, folks. Not something you want to skip out on. Now I got so much grease in here I can't see where the cotter pin goes. All right. Well, there's only so many slots. And I know I had it lined up. Is that it? Watch me have to wipe all the grease off to find it. Yep. I'm gonna have to go digging. Found it. It was in a spot that I didn't think it was, so confused me. It was kind of towards the top of this castle nut, and I didn't remember it being there. Come on now. You want to get reused. You don't want to make me dig through 100 cabinets to try and find where all my cotter pins are. That ain't cool. Went on through. Then you're just going to want to bend it. I'm just going to install it the exact way it came out. One piece of the pin bent up here to the center shaft. And we're good. Let's go ahead and tap this guy on, see if we can do that without destroying it. Oops. And these are aftermarket, folks, so Rock Auto, don't let me down. Might have to get a giant socket to get this thing started. Nope, it finally went. Man, we got a real tight spot over there on that side. Everything else seems to be going in fine. Well, when I knock that side in, it makes this side come out. Huh. Is there a reason there wasn't a dust cap on this thing? I'm gonna get a socket that'll fit this perfectly so I don't have to jack with this. And grab that and be right back. Oh, so she's a big old girl. 1 5/8 inches. I doubt a lot of you guys have that socket just laying around the shop, but I've been in a little bit of everything, so I got all kinds of crazy size stuff just laying around. My dad was a mechanic too, so I still got a whole bunch of his tools, but doing pipeline stuff, you never know. I mean, it goes real big for those flanges. So I got stuff, giant size stuff. Go ahead and wipe our excess. And we are done, folks. Another side to go. Y'all don't have to watch that one. You want to just go ahead and twist on your brakes. Make sure they still spin. You didn't lock anything up while you were at it. But yeah, this is good. I'm putting a new dust cap on the other side because I'm going to paint them. They'll be black just like the wheels. I ain't going to paint them until I put the wheels on there and just give it a little spritz. And it's good. Craigslist at its finest. All right, there we go. I'll see you back. I'm loading these suckers up. Heading to town. Well, let's get these things loaded up in the old 454 SS. Gonna have some brand new Trans Am wheels. And these things look sharp after that Rust-Oleum spray job. Nah, they look minutely better, but we'll take it. If you see the lime green bandage on me there, just donating blood today. Doing my part, saving lives. All right. Hopefully, it's the last time I ever see these wheels mounted up with tires. I'm going to break these things down, and they are going up for sale. With the disclaimer, might shear off all your lug studs. But people love these dang things. I don't understand. It's like the washer in there is kind of doing most of the work. That kind of weirds me out because them washers, it's not like it's a hardened forged steel or anything. They're kind of wimpy. Ugh. One more. Hate it when you put in so much work on something and it ends up not working out for you. So I actually did spend a little time scuffing and painting on these guys because they were in real bad shape. But lesson learned. And I had my reservations going into it. Just listen to my gut. Don't ever use wheels that use the shank style lug ever again. All right, well, I'm gonna head on to the tire shop. Next time y'all see me, I'll be wheeling these suckers in, putting them on the El Camino and going on a little road test. Fingers crossed all the wheels stay on. I guess you never know these days. I'll see y'all later. Well, we're back from the tire shop with our TA wheels mounted. And now we just gotta get all these brand new lug nuts on from China. It's gonna be kind of what's saving our lives here. And these Trans Am wheels do take special lug nuts, so make sure you go through and find the right part number, because these actually have kind of that, I don't even know, is it acorn or oval shape, kind of goes in to the wheel, and that's what actually centers your studs on the wheel. And you're going to want to take time to do that right. Make sure your wheel's not all wobbly around. And I'm actually going to go one step further just because I almost had a wheel fall off. Hit it with a torque wrench. I mean, it's a new concept for me, but might as well do it. Nah, I'm joking. You always should hit stuff with torque wrenches. Your wheels for sure. So again, you're going to want to use a crisscross pattern. Make sure you're getting everything tight. Check. Make sure you don't have any excess wheel bearing play, since we had to take those off. She looks good. We'll go around, hit the other three. We'll get it on the ground, and then I'll hit it with the torque wrench. But we're almost able to drive this thing around again after it almost killed us. We're getting close. All right, so I went ahead, lowered the front down where the tires just kind of barely touching. You don't want a whole bunch of weight on it. Went ahead and went around, tightened everything up. And you want to hear that click every time. Still maintain your crisscross pattern, and you're good. Next stop, road test. Hopefully it ain't going like this, because that's what it was doing before. Well, here she is out in the daylight. The Trans Am wheels blacked out. And I think it looks pretty good. Honestly, I hate Krager wheels. And putting these TA wheels are pretty normal on G bodies, not these type of cars, but hey, seems to fit. Back spacing seems about right for this generation of car. We'll call it good. Let's just cruise this thing down for a little turnaround action and see if we're okay to be on the road. Last thing I'm fixing on this is exhaust, but it'll run like this, no problem. Well, here we go. So far, hanging on nicely. Just gonna do our Our normal little freeway turnaround out here. Kind of listening for wheel bearing noise, any other kind of weird noises from the front, just because we had the whole rotor and bearings out and everything. This thing just floating on a breeze. I don't know what it is about these old cars, but it just kind of glides. Excellent brakes. Stopped this big old beast pretty quick if you needed it to. I think we got our opening here. Woo! It's a good firm one too. That's what we're looking for. Firm 2-3. And we're going 75, I believe, maybe 80. These old speedometers kind of bounce around a little bit. Not gonna lie, this car rides a little bit smoother than it did before with the Craigers. No bump steer, nothing like that. We're good. I'm gonna whip it around, head back to the house. This is one of those I was really hoping for an uneventful drive, because this thing about wore me out. Waiting on some folks. Come on by. There we go. Now I think we're clear after the van here. Might have to open them secondaries up. We have survived, folks. Made it back on the road. Well, I hope you've enjoyed another episode of Full Blast Garage. We got the old El Camino back on the road. Again, it's going to be ready for sale. I got a few little patches on the exhaust that I'll just take care of, you know, off camera, just to make it sound a little better. But hey, whenever this thing goes live, I will make a post in the community tab, link to the Facebook Marketplace ad, and hey, it could be yours. Just trade me some junk that's kind of cool. Probably doesn't run, but please have a title, please. But I mean, if it's cool enough and you don't, I'd probably still take it. But no, this car is cool. It's kind of to the point where it's ready to move on. Let's get another project in the garage and let's keep moving, you know, straight on full blast. But man, I appreciate all y'all watching this. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. And until you see me again, just go out, do something that makes you happy. Just make sure you're doing it on full blast. See y'all later.